Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, Wooden Railway Adventures, Episode 122, Help for Bertie. Bertie the bus was feeling very, very tired, and he felt quite overworked. In addition to helping Thomas on his branch line, Sir Topham Hatt had also recruited him to helping on Duck and Oliver's branch line, the Little Western. Bertie felt quite overworked, and one day when he was at the station, he decided to talk to the Indians about this. "Ugh," said Bertie, "I have too many trains." "Too many trains," said Oliver. "You're a bus." "You get my meaning," said Bertie. "I just carry too many passengers. My wheels are about to fall off at the end of the day." "I feel the same way," said Duck. "The Little Western continues to get more and more passengers each day. I don't know how long I can continue this." "Huh," said Bertie. "I wonder if Sir Topham Hatt will get help one day." "That's actually," said Oliver, "a very good point. We should ask him the next time he arrives." "All right," said Bertie. "I'll ask him too." And the engines agreed. The next day Sir Topham had arrived. "Sir," asked Oliver, "can we get some help here?" "Yes, please," said Bertie. "I feel very overworked, sir, and some help would be great." Sir Topham Hatt thought about this for a moment. He said. "I suppose so. I know exactly who to send. I guess he can arrive tomorrow. All right, you guys. Help will be arriving soon. Is that all right?" "Yes, sir," said Bertie. "Yes, sir," said Oliver. "Yes, sir," said Duck. "All right. Thank you for being very useful," and he walked away. "I wonder what this new help will look like," said Duck. "I wonder if he'll be an engine," said Oliver. "I wonder if he'll be Great Western," said Duck. "I doubt it," said Bertie. "But anyway, guys, let's get a good night's rest. Tomorrow we have some more help," and all three of them were happy. The next day, Bertie was waiting at the station as usual. "The new help is supposed to arrive," said Oliver. "I wonder when it'll be here," said Bertie. But the surprise came as a shock. Bulgy the bus roared up. "What are you doing here?" said Duck crossly. "I'm the new help," the bus said sternly. "Ugh," said Oliver. "Didn't we send you away?" "Yes," said Bulgy. "I'm back. I used to run the line from Maithwaite to Farquhar, but Sir Topham Hatt sent me here to play around with you guys." Bertie was very cross. There's already one bus on this branch line," he said crossly. "Go away. It's either my help or no help." Bulgy and the engines were not very happy, but they decided that Bulgy was better than nothing. "Huh," said Duck. "Hopefully Sir Topham Hatt will get a real engine in here." "I hope so too," said Oliver. For the first few days, Bulgy didn't have any passengers. The passengers were not very keen of his weird shape. He was a double-decker bus, and they were used to Bertie. Said Oliver. "Look, Bulgy has no passengers." "That will change one day," said Bulgy. "One day, rails will be ripped up, and roads will rule." "I highly doubt that," said Bertie. "So do I," said Duck. "Bulgy, go back to Farquhar. We don't need you here." And the engines laughed. Bulgy did not think this was funny. "You'll regret that," he said. "What is he talking about?" said Oliver. "I have no idea," said Duck, and they continued along with their work. However, Bulgy was right. The next few days, more passengers decided to ride on Bulgy, and soon Bulgy was full. Bertie's passengers declined slightly. However, Oliver's train was empty at the end of the day. "This is ridiculous," said Oliver. "Bulgy's stealing my passengers." "Mine too," said Duck. "Look at me," said Bertie. "I'm almost empty. Ridiculous, I say." "Yeah, boo, snug, you hear?" said Bulgy, and he roared away. "He was full too," said Bertie. "I hate those double-decker buses," said Oliver. "Me too," said Duck. "I thought we sent him away, but then Sir Topham Hatt brings him right back. Ridiculous." "We must pay him out," said Oliver. "We were here first. He's supposed to take the leftovers." "You're right," said Bertie. "We should be taking the primary passengers, and he should be taking those who can't make our trains," said Bertie. "All right," said Duck. I have an idea. In order to make sure that we get some passengers tomorrow, let's arrive at the station 5 minutes early." "Agreed?" "Agreed," said Bertie, and they did so. The next day, Bertie, Duck, and Oliver were at the station 5 minutes early. The passengers, however, were waiting. "Excuse me," said Bertie. "You guys can climb with me," but the passengers ignored him. Oliver was cross. He wheezed very loudly. "Hey, passengers," he said. "What?" said the passengers. "Our coaches are open, you know. If you guys fill us up, we'll be able to leave early." But the passengers didn't listen. "Bother this," said Duck. "Oh no, look, here comes Bulgy." Bulgy arrived and the passengers made a mad dash. "Look," they said, "there's Bulgy. Try to get a top seat," said one passenger. "I'll try," said another, and they all stormed aboard Bulgy. He was full within a minute. "Ha," he said, "stupid steam engines," and he was off. Bertie was very upset. "I have no passengers today," he said sadly. "Neither do I," said Thomas, said Oliver. "Neither do I," said Duck. "Bulgy took all of them." They were very cross. "We must pay Bulgy out," said Duck. "But how?" Their chance came sooner than expected. The next day, Duck was shunting some freight cars in the yard for a train. Farther down the line, the level crossing was being worked on. The gates weren't working properly, so some workmen were investigating. Harvey and Butch were helping as well. Sir Topham Hatt had told the road vehicles that they must give the right-of-way to trains. That meaning, if a train was coming down the line, the road vehicles would have to stop. But this was not the case. Lorry 1 was taking his old sweet time and happened to stumble at the crossing. "Bother," he said. Duck was coming down the line. "Peep, peep," he said. "Lorry, get out of my way." "I will take my time," said Lorry crossly. "Ugh," said Duck. "Bulgy, now Lorry. It seems that everybody who helped Diesel 10 is against us steam engines. Huh, I can't stand anybody." But Lorry 1 was soon down and away. Now we can go, said Duck's driver. "All right," said Duck. Duck's driver pulled the lever, but then suddenly there was trouble. Bulgy, for the first time in his life, was running late. He saw Duck coming down the line, but he thought he could make it. "I can make it," he thought. But just then, the gate came. One of the gates started to work. The workmen had got it working again. "Bother," said Bulgy. He had to slow down, therefore couldn't make it across the siding in time. "Whoa, watch out!" Duck went on, and without even knowing it, his trucks crashed on top of him. "Ouch!" called Bulgy. "I'm flattened." And he was. Duck hadn't even meant to. "Huh?" said Duck. "Payback sometimes stinks, doesn't it, Bulgy?" But Bulgy did not reply. Bulgy was flattened, and Butch towed him to Knapford Station. He was so lopsided that they had to lean him against the pole because he wouldn't stand up correctly. Oliver laughed and laughed when he saw this. "Stupid double-decker bus," he said. At least he's learned what he's gotten." Duck came back that day. He said, "Double-decker buses. Bulgy, if you just wanted to be more like Bertie over there, you could have asked Sir Topham Hatt rather than having to flatten yourself." "Be quiet," said Bulgy. "It was your fault." "No, it wasn't," said Bertie, coming in full of passengers. "That was your fault by far." "I didn't ask you," said Bulgy crossly. One of Bertie's passengers that day was Sir Topham Hatt. He got out. Bulgy, I knew you were always full of trouble, but I didn't know you would want to flatten yourself like a pancake." "But, sir, it's—" "Enough of that," he said. I guess I'll have to send you to the works. Let me step inside and see what's wrong with you." And Sir Topham Hatt did. But when he stepped inside, he was shocked. There were TVs everywhere. "TVs," said Sir Topham Hatt. "What's this about?" "Oh," said Bulgy's driver. "Well, I took Bulgy to get an upgrade a few weeks ago, and, well, he said they were okay." "Okay? These are illegal." "Illegal," said Bulgy's driver, "but he told me that you approved them." "I didn't approve anything," said Sir Topham Hatt crossly. "Bulgy!" Bulgy didn't feel very good. "Oh, bother," he said. And Sir Topham Hatt started to smell something. It smells like a fire." "Oh," said his driver, "those are the heated seats. That happens from time to time." "Heated seats," said Sir Topham Hatt. "Oh, I didn't approve that either." He stepped out crossly. "Bulgy," he said, "I'm very disappointed in you." "I'm disappointed in myself," said Bulgy, but he said it to himself. "Heated seats? TVs? What's this about?" "I only wanted to be a very useful bus, sir," he said. "Well, guess what? Bertie's a really useful bus, and you took Duck and Oliver's passengers as well. I'm not happy with you at all, and the fact that you were involved in Diesel 10 schemes doesn't help it a bit. Bulgy, I will send you to the works, but I will not be paying for your costs." Well, what do you mean?" asked Bulgy. "I'll let the bus company do that." "But, sir," said Bulgy, "the bus company doesn't have that much money." Sir Topham had already turned around, but then he turned around again. "Well, guess what, Bulgy," he said. "If the bus company has enough money to install you with heated seats and televisions, it would seem fit that they would have enough money to repair you." And he walked away. Duck and Oliver were shocked. Sir Topham Hatt had certainly shown Bulgy up. The next day, Bulgy was taken off to the works, and the Little Western ran just fine with Duck, Oliver, and Bertie. Bertie was very happy to have his passengers back, and the passengers felt very bad. "We're sorry, Bertie, that we were rude to you." "Oh, that's all right," said Bertie. "You know, even myself, I would like heated seats and televisions from time to time." And with that, he was away. Duck and Oliver also had got passengers back too. "Hooray," said Oliver. "The Little Western still lives." A few months later, Bulgy returned, feeling his very same self. But the passengers wouldn't touch him. They had learned that the modifications were illegal. "Bother," said Bulgy. I wonder if I'll get my passengers back. Let's just say that the hens won't go near him anyway."